Okay, so let's be honest here. We've all heard of premonitions. Probably most likely everybody seeing this has at least met one person in their life that's like, yeah, I've seen the future.
Exactement, je prévois l'avenir. Et celle-là? Hein? Tu l'as prévue?
But then you hear stories about like Alan Hincher in 1967 whenever he got a hold of the Premonitions Bureau and was like, hey, there's going to be a plane crash that happens here sometime and approximately 124 people are going to die. And then, a month later,
all that's left of a Swiss tourist airliner struck by lightning over Cyprus during a driving hailstorm. Everyone aboard except 4 crewmen was killed.
So I'm like, what would it take for me to even believe in premonitions? Like, I would need a major event where there were multiple people that had premonitions, but you couldn't just have them just been by themselves. They would have to make it public or at least tell somebody else before I'd be like, that seems pretty legit. And I happen to have a pretty good story for you that involves multiple witnesses to a major catastrophe. Also, what would it take for you to believe in premonitions? Let me know down in the comments because I'm pretty curious of what everybody thinks. Everybody's got their weird numbers and weird ideas of what it would take to believe in them.
So you believe in these sort of things?
Let's just say I want to believe.
Me too. Anyways, let's jump into this extremely tragic catastrophe where lots of people happen to pass away, and I'm going to read you some of the premonitions that were told beforehand. So to start off, on October 14th, 1966, Alexander Venn turned to his wife and said, something terrible is going to happen, and it won't be far from here either. Then on October 17th, a man in Kent became convinced that on Friday, something terrible connected with death is going to happen. Thursday morning, October 20th, a woman woke in a panic after a nightmare of being smothered in what she called deep blackness. These accounts are starting to add up. I mean, that's 3 right there, but it keeps going. At 9 p.m. that evening, Mrs. C. Milton was attending a spiritualist meeting in Plymouth. A vision appeared before her as if on film, showing an old schoolhouse in a valley and an avalanche of coal rushing down the mountainside. And then at 9:15, far above the coal mining village, a massive water-saturated coal spool started sliding down tip 7. And it did not stop till 140,000 cubic yards of black slurry was moving down the mountain. People recalled hearing a sound like thunder or a low-flying jet as an avalanche like a dark glistening wave swept away 2 cottages in its path and engulfed the school and surrounding houses. This resulted in 116 children and 28 adults, 144 in all, being killed. And this is one of those cases of premonition that I'm like, that's pretty freaking out there, because the examples I gave you are not all of them. There were many more, and there were tons more of just regular people having premonitions, but they didn't have anybody that they told it to. It was just a self-premonition. So those weren't even counted, but there were so many more. So I don't know what exactly would cause a premonition, maybe besides like a mass death, but it's almost like our future selves experienced an event so heavy that we send the memory all the way back to our past self, which is so freaky and weird to think about. But I did find this story pretty interesting, and since I'm doing a whole series on consciousness after death or consciousness outside of the body, I figured this would be a good one to throw in there, because it's like your consciousness is leaving this time, going forward and picking up this information, and it's all so weird. And if you like this and would like to hear more of these stories, please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, hitting the bell, the ding thing and all that. It helps. I'm trying to get to 2,000. Trying to get to 2K, baby. That's what I'm going for. Anyways, I thought that was a pretty cool story, and I'm kind of into the whole premonition thing because I'm weird like that, and it's just my thing. Oh, okay. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.